Hey everyone, welcome into Mountain Dog Companion. Bernese Mountain Dogs are wonderful companions, but they might not be the right fit for everyone. Today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you might not want to get a Bernese Mountain Dog. Number 1, getting right into it, we're going to talk about temperament sensitivity. So Bernese Mountain Dogs are definitely more kind of on that calm, more softer personality temperament style, very relaxed. So having a harsher, I guess, training method, having a harsher structure doesn't always work the best with these guys. And they're a little bit more kind of sensitive, I guess. Like they care about their people, and they're very aware of tonality and things you might be doing with training and everything, with punishments and however that goes. So you'll definitely want to use like a more positive reinforcement kind of training method, and sometimes something with like a little bit of a heavier structure and harsher training method just doesn't work the best with these guys. So these guys thrive more in a calm, more sensitive, laid back household and environment. So it's definitely a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, you see people, raise Rottweilers, German Shepherds. That type of breed can be bred to do that, type of police guard dog. That their mental capacity can definitely do that. You don't see a Bernese Mountain Dog, go out running after people attacking. That's just not in their nature. So I think what Jay said about, they're more of a calm, just big, gentle teddy bear. If you're more an aggressive type person or wants to do, these aren't bulldogs or Rottweilers, which, that's another topic. But yeah, it's just they're just not bred for that. They don't like the chaos, like you said. I think they are great for kids, but definitely you need to have a structure in there, and you don't want your kids being harmful, or they can't be too aggressive with them, like some animal or some breeds maybe you can be. So. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely true on the sensitivity, temperament side. If you're not a calm, well-structured person, maybe this breed isn't for you.
So moving on into number 2, we're talking about size and strength. So obviously this is a big breed. They're huge. They're working dogs, or were bred to be working dogs. And with that being said, they have powerful muscles. They can pull. They were pulling sleds back in the day, pulling carts, and it's kind of what they were bred for. So a person that doesn't have the ability to stop a puppy from running after a car, or chasing after that butterfly, it just might not be the best fit. They'll pull you all over the place, and being able to kind of control that portion of it is super important. Hey buddy.
Yeah, I definitely think for sure, especially if it's your first dog. You're talking, I think, more to the elderly, the not as quite as physical. But if you've grown around the Bernese and you understand how to raise them and train them, I don't think size would be an issue. But if this is your first dog, size I think is an issue, because and you are a little more elderly, like you don't know what to expect, because you have to be able to train them. You don't want a dog that's not trained pulling you around. A little puppy, you can keep in the house and do its thing, but a bigger dog, when you need to go on your walks, you got to make sure you can handle it. So,
and that's where it kind of ties into being super beneficial getting a puppy at 8 weeks old. Like you can start on that leash training. It can really be beneficial getting that into your training routine, just so when they are huge and when they get to that size, they're not pulling on the leash all the time and wearing you out too. So it can definitely be a benefit to getting a puppy at this age, and then working through that leash training and kind of having everything, all those manners kind of down pat before you move on. So okay, so moving on to number 3, we're talking about space requirements. So living space, what they require, and everything that kind of goes with. It kind of ties into exercise as well, but having that space to move around freely. I mean, an apartment setting is okay if you're an active person and you don't spend all day inside, but if you're not able to take the puppy outside and you're not able to, go on walks, go on runs, go to the dog park, play fetch, kind of get that activity rolling, they will probably become pretty bored in a small setting.
Cooped up.
So it's definitely an important thing to have some space, or have at least space in portions of the day to be able to kind of give each puppy and each dog the space they require, so they don't get too bored and keep that mental stimulation going. So
Yeah, I'd say like the high-rise or apartments. I mean, you know, with if you're up in a high apartment, I mean, that's probably not the best ideal. Like if you're small, 1 to 3 level complex, you can take them out down the stairs. But you know, some of those inner city homes, it's going to be a little more difficult for a Bernese Mountain Dog, especially if there's not a local park or place to run around to take them out and go potty.
Yeah, it definitely becomes a little bit of a challenge, because I mean, these guys aren't supposed to be doing a crazy amount of stairs anyway. So with those joints and hips and everything, just doing an excessive amount.
Sure, there's elevators, but still.
Yeah, you want to just be careful and keep that in the back of your mind too. So, but yeah, moving on right into number 4, talking about shedding and grooming. Very high shedding breed. They kind of blow out in the spring and in the fall, and you'll definitely notice that. You'll see some matting going on. One thing I've really found that helps is brushing daily. So you can actually do very well. Like you can have a smoother, silkier coat, and you can really limit the shedding portion of it.
Yep.
And then of course grooming every 1 to 2 months, just going in for a nice nail trimming and just a blowout and a little bit of a trim up will be definitely be pretty beneficial too.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the only point to shedding is like, you know, if you don't like hair in the house, you know, if you can manage it. So if you can't manage it, or if you're not a fan, don't adopt a Bernese or any non-doodle breed. Because, you know, you want to make sure that puppy, we don't want that puppy to go to somebody's home and somebody can't handle the hair, and that's not a good reason to send a puppy back to us. That's definitely, you got to make sure you know that going into it.
And it's our job too to make sure each family knows that, you know, what's coming down the line. So that's part of the reason for this video too, to make sure everyone understands the commitment and what goes into it, and what these guys require too to be happy and healthy and have a good time. And and that kind of takes us into number 5, talking about their exercise and kind of what goes into it. So we touched on it a little bit earlier about the size of like living space and everything. These guys just want to get together here, litter mates. But so it's definitely, and exercise, it's definitely a very important thing for the breed. Now they're not super active, they're not the most energetic breed at all, but they still need that mental stimulation. They still want to play fetch, they want to, you know, do activities, they want to go on walks. So if you're not an active person and you know, live maybe in an apartment, it's definitely not a good fit, because you're not going to be in the mood to go out every night.
You said that perfectly.
So
there's a lot of people that maybe live out in the country, maybe they're not active, but they love the breed, but they can just open the door and let the dog run out and do its thing, right? There's a big difference in with that.
And I see very much of a difference in temperament too. They seem to be more content when they have that space, and they're able to kind of roam around and do their thing and be a little bit more independent. But they're still, like, if you step foot outside of the house, you'll see, you know, you'll see them right there with you too. So it's not like they're wandering off or anything. It's just having that freedom is definitely huge.
Part of the training, part of understanding how to, you know, work with your dogs and stuff like that. So, because again, it comes back, I think, to your first dog. Like if you don't know going into it, like how to do all this kind of stuff, it's a little more difficult. So, if this is I think a good video for somebody looking for a breed, and it's their first dog, you know, is the Bernese Mountain Dog the right fit for you? You know, I think that's really who this video is for. Like if they're really searching, and if one of those requirements isn't for you, then probably is not the right breed for you. Now, if one of those requirements, you know, and you've had the breed before and you know how to have a dog, like, then, you know, it'll be fine. You know what you're doing. But if it's your first dog and you're not sure, then maybe it's not the right breed for you.
Be a little bit of a challenge. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video talking about 5 reasons you might want to reconsider getting a Bernese Mountain Dog puppy. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this informational content that we've been putting out here lately. If you're enjoying it, we got more to come. You know, planning on trying to do one of these every 1 to 2 weeks. So hit the subscribe button. Let us know how we're doing. If you have any questions, comment below. Let us know what you feel, what you think about the video, what you think about the small puppies here hanging out. And if you like puppy content in general, give us a follow on Instagram. We have a pretty active Instagram page. It's Mountain Dog Companion, MDC. You'll see our big logo in the picture. And then we do have 2 sub accounts. So if you really like Bernese Mountain Dogs, you can follow the Bernese Mountain Dog page. If you really like the Doodles, you can follow the Doodle page. They're all linked in that bio in the main page. So in the meantime, if anyone has any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We'll see you next time.